airing tonight, but is it all too little too late? Former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy joins me now. Speaker, great to have you on the program. Hope you had a great Fourth. What possible silver bullet could Joe Biden come up with today, either on the trail or in that interview, to save his candidacy?
First thing he should do is do a different interview. It should be live. Tell the American public I've got nothing to hide. He's going to a former Clinton staffer in a recorded audio to try to clean anything up that he does wrong. That doesn't build confidence. Since the debate, they haven't built confidence. I believe the tide is turning against him now, very strongly. I don't know if he can reverse the course. And then next week, he's got NATO leaders in Washington, D.C. for meetings. You even had your first NATO leader from Brazil come out and saying he should step aside. This is not going well for President Biden, and now the American public and the rest of the world is beginning to question what are the signs that we should have known it ahead of time. This is something I've been talking about for more than a year, warning America just on my personal experiences with him, seeing a different Joe Biden and a White House just quiet, not working.
And you were attacked for saying that prior to the debate. Now everybody is obviously ignoring that, not giving you the credit for bringing that to everybody's attention. But I'm really glad you mentioned that NATO allies meeting that's happening this week, because right now the New York Times is reporting Joe Biden himself has told key allies he knows the coming days on the trail are crucial. So with that NATO meeting hanging over his head right now, if the weekend, today, tomorrow, and Sunday does not go well, could you see Joe Biden drop out before Monday?
Well, Joe Biden has to make the decision. He has the power. I think he'd probably wait to try to give an advantage, wait till President Trump names his VP to see if they have some type of advantage, if they're going to change their ticket. But it's very concerning. I will tell you this personally. I've had a few leaders, foreign leaders in NATO and others, call me about this current situation, even a year ago, concerned about where he was going. And when historians look back about the Ukraine war, remember what transpired before that time. Afghanistan, his botched decisions there. But more importantly, he flew and met with Putin one-on-one. And in that meeting, he lifted the sanctions off Nord Stream 2, but asked nothing in return of Putin. And Putin invaded Ukraine not that long after. Did Putin see this weakness in Biden? Did it make the world less safe? Did it weaken America's standing? And remember, since this transpired, that now we have the axis of evil, something we haven't seen since the 1930s, with China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran bounding together, and other countries joining, trying to remove the dollar from the world currencies. There are consequences for people just being kind that are around this president and not acknowledging the failures and weaknesses in him. This decision needs to be made sooner rather than later.
I'm glad you mentioned phone calls, because Joe Biden spoke with Bibi Netanyahu as the world watches this administration in chaos. They talked hostages, they talked ceasefire. But interesting to me, Kamala Harris was on the call too. I am not a D.C. guy. I don't know the inner workings of how things operate. But is that normal to have the vice president on a call like this?
Now, they have said that she has been on 7 calls before, so it seems as though that is normal. That's the behavior of what they've gone through. The question you have, though, just looking at the positions that Biden has had with Israel, he has moved back and forth with Bibi, withholding weapons from Bibi. That could have carried on this war longer. So that's a concerning. Historians will have a lot to write about based upon the decisions made and those around Biden by not being honest about his weaknesses.
And also, if you're Netanyahu and you are getting these odd, conflicting signals and messages and point-blank press conferences from our president, and the information that you're getting is all over the place, how do you wage a war when all you want to do is obliterate Hamas? It really makes it tough, and it really makes him, I'm sure, question how much of an ally we truly are. Kevin McCarthy, I was hoping you would be in Bakersfield for the 4th so I could talk to you about John's Burger, but you're in D.C., so enjoy the 4th there in the nation's capital. We appreciate it.